now I know there are a bunch of announcements going. So while we're at it, let me talk to you about some technical aspects of the recording. So the sound that you are hearing, this is basically a recording of my monitor mix. So that would be why the click is so loud, obviously. In fact, it's a combination of my monitor mix and the monitor mix of the bass guitarist. So between the two of us, that's pretty much what you are hearing. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much what I have about this. The commentary is basically happening 5 days, I think, after the recording. So basically, I made some notes on the evening afterwards while I was dumping the footage, and hopefully my notes are complete enough so that I give you a proper context of what was happening and going through my mind. Hopefully it's still fresh enough so I can remember most of the important details. We had 2 rehearsals before this, one on the Monday night and one on the Thursday night, and then the recording that you're seeing is happening on a Friday night. So just a bit of context. Yeah, so by now hopefully we're all nice and confident with the sounds, with the songs, I mean. But the technical issues that we've been having can very often put people on edge and start messing with their confidence and their concentration. So I'm very aware of this kind of tension, and especially with the worship leader, although I mean he's been doing this for very long and he keeps his cool and his head very, very well. So I'm not worried about him dropping any balls or anything. In fact, the entire band is very professional, and they all have very, very solid temperaments. So I'm not worried about them per se. I am keeping in the back of my mind that if the tracks should fail, then we need to just keep going. I need to keep laying a foundation and make sure that everything keeps going, because the people in the benches are not going to wait for us necessarily to sort out the tracks. They are there to worship, and we are there to facilitate that, whether the tracks are helping us or not. So anyway, enough babbling.
Okay guys, everyone happy with their ears? If they are not, it's now the time to talk. DC, is your keys better?
Hey everyone, welcome
Okay, cool. Alright guys, I think all around we...
If you're new, we encourage you to stop
It's okay, we got through 4 tracks, that's awesome.
right after the service. Love to meet you and ask any questions you may have.
Okay, so right now I will be getting ready for the next tune, which is Raise a Hallelujah.
As soon as that ends, we'll go in.
Raise a Hallelujah starts with just the electric guitars doing their thing. I see my camera was struggling to find focus in the dark. I don't blame it. So this is a song that I actually know very well, so I tend to not get too caught up in the charts.
Intro, 2, 3,
I actually kind of play it by heart. So this intro, I didn't feel it needed anything from my side. No cymbal swells, just a cold start on the guitars, and the worship leader inviting the people to sing with us. And then I come in halfway through this verse with a quarter kick and some hi-hats. I like to announce it.
Verse 2.
Just with a little bit of detail, but I guess it's a personal preference. to the tom section.
Drums in.
This is kind of a very, well, this specific beat, I'm actually adjusting my in-ears there. I realized that I was actually turning it up a bit to make sure that I hear what the pastor and his wife were saying, make sure that I'm not missing any cues from the worship leader giving us direction during the break. So, but I suspect once we started, my in-ear level wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. It might have been a bit soft or a bit loud. In fact, I was not looking at my chart so much that my iPad locked and I needed to unlock it. Like I was saying, this groove kind of goes through most of the song actually. This tom groove with a quarter kick. So now with the second chorus I'm adding snare drum. You'll notice I'm keeping time on the hi-hat with my left foot. I very often use this as a textural detail as well. If the section that I'm playing is nice and tight, that was an interesting fill. It probably just came out of nowhere and I had to make sure that I don't fumble anything.
Bridge 1. Breakdown.
Notice with that breakdown, I went up to the second tom and down again just to kind of create a sonic downward spiral, if I can call it that. A sonic landing with frequencies going down and opening up with a crash at the end.
Bridge 2.
Build it up.
Drums in.
Build it up with that floor tom so it doesn't just start suddenly. It's all about how you make the sections come together, how you marry the sections and you create a flow between each section of the song.
Bridge 2.
This is now the next section. You'll see the intensity on my hi-hat with my left foot. I'm busy washing the hi-hat more than I'm actually closing it so that I get more aggression in a sense, more sparkle in the section. Here's an extra tag section that we're building out. Build up out of this.
Build.
Back to the tom section. I think for the first 4 songs, I was still very worried and focused on all the technical aspects, kind of worrying that my recording gear is functioning properly, because this is like a once-off. If I miss this, then there isn't another opportunity like this very soon. So, but right now I've kind of calmed those nerves, put those worries in the back of my head, and I'm really just enjoying the worship set. This is always my favorite part of the song. It feels like finally all that tension we were building just releases into this massive chorus. But the magic of this chorus is not doing too much, just literally feeling every one of those beats. Now I don't know what the worship leader wants to do. Normally we end the song here, and now I'm kind of gathering, okay, he wants to keep going with this track. Luckily, I've made some notes on a previous occasion indicating the bar counts of these sections. So now I'm counting bars. I'm literally going, okay, cool. I played 4 bars without the kick. which means that the exhortation section is still another 16 bars. So it's 20 bars in total. And I'm busy counting where we are.
Instrumental.
I'm counting. It's another 4 bars, and then it starts with a build-up, actually. And that build-up will hopefully be a cue for the band. Here's the build-up. It'll give a cue to the band. I shouldn't rush it too much, or shouldn't start getting too... I shouldn't be too big too soon, because I have 8 bars.
Refrain.
And here we go. So this is basically the last chorus that we did, but doubled up. Another repeat of this. Nice and energetic fill. I might have dragged it a bit, so bit of expression there, interpretation. Now I know we're gonna end, so I want to make this end as obvious as possible for the whole band. Making sure what the next track is. Now I'm mentally prepared. I know that it's a track the piano starts, and I'm gonna be aware of the transition now. I'm on my cymbals, so with the next track starting, there's a repeat of that section. Now I'm immediately in with the tempo, because there's no click guiding the band anymore. So I try and make the tempo as obvious as possible without being like obnoxious about it.
You can do better than that. Come on, sing a little louder.
So obviously the worship leader wants to elevate the song again, wants to get some energy going, and I'm trying my best to help him with that quarter kick. We're building into another section, nice and big. Obviously, I'm focused now to try and remember exactly what the tempo was, so that it doesn't sound like we're on a different tempo altogether. It's still the same song, so I need to make sure that this section is exactly the same tempo. Still nice and big. Most likely we will end it here. Either drop it down or finish completely. I'll be looking at the worship leader for that cue. Another chorus. Da, 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 da. The tone of voice that the vocalist had here was nice and gentle. And the next song is actually not very big, so it made sense to keep it gentle here. Otherwise the transition to the next song is gonna be a bit more awkward.
He's alive. Come on, hallelujah. Hallelujah.
So we're taking a bit of a moment,
1,
praise offering,
2,
and I'm gonna swell into the intro of the song.
2.